Look, I'm not going to offend people on what. I'm not going to be offending people here, but let's focus on this. We're talking about traffic school. It's required by law in each state for every single person to attend traffic school. That's the law. If you don't want to obey that law, just go in and just start writing people speeding tickets all around. Perfect. If not, you need to listen up. Traffic school is very, very important for people. It can help out with your insurance. You can get a discount. You can get your driver's license back. And you can get discounts on your insurance. What if you want to bribe your way out? Your way out of traffic school. If you're ordered to go to traffic school by the court, you have to go to traffic school. You can't miss traffic school. It's a generic common term for remedial courses of road traffic safety and safe driving practices in the U.S. They're offered as part of pre-trial diversion programs to move violation traffic courts. What is the purpose of this? Depending on what your court state allows, it may help you either prevent offset points added to your driving record due to a traffic ticket or something else. I mean, seriously, what if you go to traffic school and you want to go, you want to sit there and sleep and miss everything? There are ways to get out of a traffic ticket. And seriously, you can't bribe the driving test examiner. You can't bribe anything. As a matter of fact, this video shouldn't be called. This segment shouldn't be called traffic school. It should be about bribery. So we're changing up a bit. We're going to do bribery. The giving or offering a bribe. I mean, seriously, you can't bribe someone. Bribe a police officer. But going back to the traffic school incident, if you bribe like seriously, this was on Dateline this was on Dateline 19 years ago. 19 years ago, Dateline did an hidden camera investigation into traffic school. So just have an hour and a half class, which the state minimum should be like 6 to 8 hours. Now, do people really think that's okay to just sit there and sleep through the lesson? I talked about sleeping in class, and it's not okay if you sleep during a traffic course. I mean, this one here gets bored and going, oh, man, I'm so bored, ready for that clock to tick. And then you have a workbook, and the thing is, you have to, in order to get the certificate, you have to attend this class. You can't just leave class early and then get your traffic ticket. That's not how it works, boy. Get your act together and then get your tickets removed. And there was this segment that Dateline did I told you about. I mean, all you gotta do is just sit there and learn. Like, if you're gonna have a driver's license, you gotta take the test. And then go to driving school. And if you want your license, you need to start doing the test. You can't bribe your way like, hey, I'll give you $5 if you pass me. Or don't be bribe the license administrator like we're having a Maury. Bill Different Car was on a Simple Maury episode where these two women were accusing this guy of cheating, and then right towards the end of that segment, Ralph said he offered me $200 for me to pass him. And I was like, damn, you can't bribe a lie detector. You can't even bribe police. Which brings me to the next segment, which would be on to my next topic. Bribing the police. Seriously, you can't bribe a police officer? It's an offense to, you can't just bribe a police officer. You could be arrested. As a matter of fact, it was in the freaking news. Just like on Christmas Eve. This was just before Christmas. This was in the Providence Journal. This restaurant owner is accused of trying to bribe a police officer, and I'm like, let me pray here. One of the owners in the restaurant over here is accused of trying to bribe a detective to question him about overcrowding unlicensed entertainment. There aren't some people who hacked into the two-story Da Vinci Lounge. I mean, why bribe? I mean, you can't even bribe the principal and say, hey, don't give me detention, I'll give you $5. All right. We're going to turn next to all right. All right. We're probably going to turn next to the no call, no show. Now this is where the no call, no show means if you don't call in, this is where it happens. It means no call, no show is the absence from the workforce without notifying the employer. It's a form of absence, generally deemed and considered unprofessional. So how can you avoid it? W.com has some answers for you right now. This was in March of last year. The survey was based on response from 2,256 hiring HR managers and full-time employees. Below some of the crazy excuses employees reported. Bear words in employees are they were afraid to come out, employees phone exploded, ate a toothpick, broke his arm, calling fat because uniform didn't fit, swallowed employees' keys, left his clothes in the laundromat, didn't have time, didn't have enough gas to get to work, not sure. You need to create and clearly define a policy. Your policy should include consequence for no call, no show. I mean, my job, if you don't, in my job, if you don't, if the no call, no show continues, you're gonna get written up. improve your scheduling process, even create an on-call list, considerable flexible scheduling, and get the right tools to help. But how do the managers deal with no-call, no-show employees? If you don't call in like hours before, that's a no-call, no-show. And if that happens, you're gonna get a documentation signed no-call, no-show. Every workplace policy, it's 3 strikes, you're out. So in other words, if you get 3 write-ups in it, if you get 3 write-ups in it, every workplace you do, every workplace you go to, you're out. You're done. I mean, if you get write-ups, you're going to get consequences. It could be a suspension. It could be overtime. I don't know what it could be. The managers have to look at the handbook and see what needs to happen. I mean, in my job, we have the shift manager, we have the regular GM manager. They're the ones just doing it. They're in charge of the write-ups. And let's talk about write-ups for a second. These are the different write-ups. The write-ups you see in the referrals you see at school. Just look at the write-up. Let's look at the referrals here on at the school. All the teacher does is get two stacks of paper, write the student's name, and then check mark what offense happened, like insubordination, harassment, vandalism, something like that. And then they write down what happened, and they send it off to the principal, and they don't sign it. The student doesn't sign it. But with the workforce work referrals is what I call. The employee has to sign that he or she got written up. And I'm not even gonna say that I'm not even just gonna touch that with 10-foot pole. If you don't want to show up for work because you're sick, you need to call in. If you're in a doctor's appointment or you can't show up to work, you have to call in and say, hey, I can't show up because I'm sick. Or hey, I can't show up because I have a doctor's appointment. Or hey, I can't show up because of this and that, this and that. But there's a new way. Get a pink slip. Write the pink slip excuse, even though you called in. Here's a new tip. If you call in saying that you can't show up because of something else, there's a doctor's appointment, you need to have a doctor's note that says, or just write an excuse that says, just put the words, please excuse me for not showing up to work because either you were sick, or you had a family emergency, or you had to go to the hospital, or you had to go do something else. So in other words, but the other question is, can you get fired for not calling in sick? The laws of protecting illness only protect you. The serious mental illness. Doctors know if you live anywhere near Montana, you're in a real state, it means you can't be fired for any reason. And plus, you need to have this in tardiness. Let's move on to the tardiness of the tardies. Being late, if you're going to be late to work, you need to call and say, hey, I'm going to be late because, say, hey, I'm going to be late because of this and that. But if you're late for work, you need to, how can you stop being late to work? Just treat yourself. You need to wake up earlier. You need to go to bed earlier. You need to have an organized plan. You need to get all your stuff together. You need to get your uniforms in place. Put them on the side. Put them like on this side of the couch. Have uniforms cleaned the day before your work, the day before you're shipped. And seriously though, if you put your work clothes on your couch, you can be ready for work in like that quick. I just put my uniform to the side of the couch. Then if I need to go wash up, I can just go to the tub. But I'm not gonna. That's too much information for me. Get your clothes ready for the night. Hang them out on the couch. Then when you're ready to go to work, you get your uniform on. Then you're at the door. Let's move on to some transportation to work. There are some people. Transportation means like one place to another. I mean, people take the car, people take the bus, even some people walk to work. Like one time, this was months ago, I walked to work because I was late, and then I had to go get a drink before I could start. There are ways to get to work. You can take the bus, you can walk to work. If you're going to go like that early, you can use Lyft, which is cheaper, or you can use a taxi. Like from my house to my job, it's like 30 minutes away. So if I were to, if I were to leave like at 4:20, and my shift starts at 5, I would leave at like 4 o'clock, and then get there by like 4:30, which means I still have like 30 minutes of my shift before my shift starts. Like if you're late because you missed the bus, if you're late because you missed the bus, you need to call in and tell your boss, hey, sorry I'm late because I missed the bus. Put the excuse on the pink slip. Give it to your boss, and then you'll be handled. Let's talk about break time. At my job, you got 30 minutes for you have a 30-minute break. And employees' right to make a meal and rest breaks depends on the state law. Many employers provide employees with a rest or lunch break, whenever paid or unpaid. You have to work through your break. Your break lasts 20 minutes or less. Generally, these short breaks considered part of your workday and must be paid. I mean, for me, if I work 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, I come in at 11. My break, I have what I call a 30-minute formula. So if I were to break it 1, it equals 130. 110 equals 140. 120 equals 150. 130 equals 2 o'clock. 135, 205, 140, 210, 145, 215, etc. You must have a 30-minute formula at your side so that you may know. And if your supervisor tells you that you can't just go and break whenever you want to, no. My supervisor's rule is that if you're going to go and break, you need to ask. I mean, you can't always get a break. You don't always get a break, period. Like, if you didn't have breakfast, you need to suck it up. If you have time for breakfast, you have time for lunch. You need to suck it up and say, you know what? I'm just going to suck it up and not eat my lunch. Pack a lunch with you. I mean, yes, if you're going to work at a fast food restaurant, you have employee discounts, but you can waste a lot of time, a lot of money on your employee discounts because of your hungry or something. Pack a lunch with you at all times and put it somewhere safe where no one can eat it or something. I mean, so basically why we're doing this because I was going to continue doing the traffic safety video, but we're still continuing the workplace confidential. We haven't done this like in a while, like forever. But still, the thing is, we have people out there who don't want to go to work. People just say, I don't want to go to work. But you have to. If you're scheduled to work, if you put in the application, if you're scheduled to work, then you're scheduled to work. It's not an option for you to say, I don't want to go to work. If you don't want to go to work, you call it in. And what about subject to breaks? Which states require rest breaks? California, Colorado, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Washington, half an hour within 5 hours of work. Connecticut, Delaware, they require a half hour within 2 hours and before the last 2 hours employees who work. You can't even realize that you're supposed to be working every single day. If you don't show up to work, then you're gonna be fired. You're gonna deal with the consequence. Next day, you're gonna deal with a write-up. Every write-up, let me tell you something. Every write-up, again, every write-up you get, you know what I ask you, does that write-up get you fired? Yes, it does. Every write-up can get you fired. Even the workplace, even where I work, they have a 3-strike policy. If you get 3 write-ups, you're fired. You're out the door. I didn't want to work there in the first place, but I thought, like when I first started working there, I didn't want to work there in the first place, so I just had to suck it in and say, you know what, I think I'm going to like this. And sure enough, Sure enough, sure enough, 9 months later, I decided to work at McDonald's because I wanted to be like a famous cook or something. here's the thing, if you're gonna be fired, you need to have a backup plan. Like if you're gonna work, let's say Hooters and become a chef, become a best cook, you need to have a backup plan. Like if you're fired, get your backup plan ready. Like if you're gonna be fired from your first job, have your second job planned out and have it ready. Don't just wait till the very end. Don't just like sit there and wait. Just have a second plan already in motion. Let's talk about requesting for days off. Now, if I remember, this was the video last time that this employee, hang on a second. Last time we talked about a video from Ciante, who quit his job on camera. And then he just posted on social media and say, hey, look at this, I just quit my job. Let's get 1 million views. I mean, all he wanted was like some days off so you go to the family union. No, that is not how it works. The way this works is you have to, if you're going to have a day off, you need to put it in months or weeks in advance. Like let's say you want Martin Luther King Jr. If you want the 24th of it, which is, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's too late. If you want it off, you should have done it like 3 weeks in advance. Like if you were done like on a Thursday, you should have just put it in the book and then bam. That's simple. Or if you want a Good Friday off, same thing. Months or weeks in advance. Memorial Day, if you want like a holiday off, you have to put it in the book like months in advance. Just put it in months or weeks in advance, not days. Because if you just do it like right now, it's going to be hard. Just put it in the book, like my job. If you want a day off, you got to put it in the book. Weeks or months in advance. Like I'm planning like next month. I'm planning to have a Memorial. Like probably next month, I'm planning to have a Memorial Day off. It's gonna be weeks in advance. This video caught my attention. So seriously though, if you want a day off, put it in the book. Put it in the book weeks or months in advance. If you want a vacation, then just put it in the book. I mean, they allowed him to film? I mean, he recorded this? Why would he record this without consent? I mean, if I'm filming myself, put it in, hold the turn off the camera, I'd be like, yes, sir. Well, I'd film it and post it on YouTube. The manager could have been sued or fired. I had no tolerance. People just want to sit there, film themselves quitting their jobs or something, and then bam, it just hits them right in the eye. You got if you're gonna quit your job, you got to do it weeks or months in advance. Okay, look, we're out of time here. I wish we could just continue on with these work-related incidents and stuff like this, but we haven't even got to the updates yet. We're not out of time yet. When we come back, we have more. We have a bunch of updates on the vandalism stuff that I don't tolerate. I don't tolerate the vandalism in schools. We're going to look at that next. I mean, look, guys, here. We've been doing this now for I don't know how many years. This is about to be our second, in my 4 months, man, this is going to be like our third year doing this. And I don't tolerate these school vandalisms. I mean, look at this. I have no tolerance for these vandalisms. Like graffiti. Like, I don't tolerate graffiti. Like vandalized bathroom stuff. I mean, it's a bathroom. Let's try to keep it clean because it's a bathroom. And even look at this. Look at this shit. This principal man was smashing the school van window last month at a high school. You doing that stuff? You've been like a kid, but 51 years old? Wow. What about the sexual assault in the schools? This was back in November. 2 months ago, 6 students at Toronto Catholic School were charged with sexual assault. It was all 6 students, boys. The 5 students turned themselves in to police. 1 was arrested on his way to school. And then what? 5 out of 6. 5 turned themselves in, and 1. And this just came in like last week. Let me tell you something. This time of last week, ABC4 did a story about this from Salt Lake City. USCU rape suspect sentenced to 105 days in jail for a sexual assault case. Scott R. Simmons was sentenced to 105 days in jail. They were asking for 100 days in jail with work release. I mean, for every case of rape, it's just something like that. What about sexual harassment? This was like almost a month and a half ago. In December, Henry County Tribunal appeals expulsion for sexual misconduct. During a 6-mile bus ride, Austin Grove Middle School on Shawnee, three Henry County students learned that adult situations can have dire consequences and we are not mature enough to handle them. A 12-year-old girl was shot and teased by 2 boys her age about her development body made a poor choice and was expelled from school for 6 months. Wow. Okay, we're really out of time here. Next time when we meet, we're going to talk about public bathrooms. And why they suck. Sure. So tune in next time where we look at why our suck, and then look at the conversation, and then also we're going to look at some customer service rates and public transportation. That's tomorrow. Until next time, America, happy Monday.